This is an Australian Living Labs Innovation Network presentation. Today we're talking with Juan Antonio Bertolin.
In terms of measuring success and the impact of the Living Lab, whether you have any sort of formal ways of tracking different economic and social measures?
Well, the thing is, probably this is the most critical point in the process of a Living Labs. How do you measure impact? Usually the people are measuring impact in the GDPs, number of jobs created, from the quantitative perspective. And sometimes in the Living Lab, in this sort of open innovation environments, it's not easy to use that numbers because probably are not very useful, and we should focus more in the qualitative. I mean, how your quality of life is increasing. How many hours of spare time do you have thanks to the efficiency of the things that you are developing, right? So using, let's say, achieving some sort of solutions for real challenges, real problems from the society. It's not a matter only of numbers. It's a matter of increasing the quality of life of the people, and this is something that is difficult to measure. You know that there are some indicators that is like the Human Development Index or the Happiness Development Index. Yep. And you can see that in order to analyze which is the best country where you would like to live, is not directly related to the GDP, but directly related to a happiness development index or happiness human index. And you can be quite surprised that this country has a very low GDP, but the people is very happy living there. And probably this is the conception that we need to change, because the problem of this world is that we have been too much focused into money, and GDPs, and the impacts from the economical perspective. And sometimes is something different. And we need to change our minds in order to focus more in the social, how the people start to be happy in the place that you are living. Obviously, getting a job is very important. But in these environments, getting a job, you can get a job by yourself, acting like a freelancer, connected from the rural area or whatever, right? So the social is and how we measure that impact. Usually we try to involve more qualitative feedback from the people that are using it. And you cannot put it in a spreadsheet. You cannot using with some formulas, but at least you can make some feedback forms and see how do you feel that, are you happy with that, you got some spare time to enjoy more your life. Yes, so in that case we can get an overall flavor of the things are running fine or not.
Talking to people in researchers in Living Labs, they seem to attract people who want to make a difference in their society, and a difference that improves the quality of life as much as economic benefits or anything else.
Yes, indeed. For instance, we got a project, a very interesting one, that was proposed by a couple of students. As we discovered that in the middle of the campus, whenever your mobile phone is run of battery, you don't have ways to plug in it, right? And start to charge your battery. So they say, why don't we build a solar tree? A solar tree that the people could be a place where you can sit down there close to the solar with some sort of very nice place to be, and I can connect my mobile phone or also my laptop. And they start to build that. The cost of the tree was extremely high. We were talking about 20,000 euros. You cannot build a set of trees at that price, right?
Yeah.
Because at least it's a proof of concept. But there are two of them in the campus, and the people are very happy with that, because it's a way to be sure that the batteries will be charged by the sun light, and then at night you can get a small lights thanks to this battery, and whenever you need a place to plug in, you can go there. So how do you measure the success in that sense? The cost is very high, even though we are now analyzing, because we received some requests from different universities around the world, and also some festivals like Rototom, that is a reggae festival music, right? Reggae music festival. Yeah. That they wanted to have several trees and say, well, if you can buy 20,000 euros by tree, and say, no, I cannot do it. So we started to analyze how we can reduce the price of the building this tree once we have demonstrated that this tree can solve a problem. So how do you measure the impact in that way? I mean, the people were very happy to have a place where plugging in, full stop.
Yeah,
was probably the best way to understand the success of the project.